Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz never asked to be royalty, but somewhere between the glittering chaos of their multi-million-dollar Palm Beach wedding and the slow, silent fracture of the Beckham family bond, they became something else entirely. Not just celebrities, not just influencers, not even just a power couple. They became a symbol of wealth, rebellion, and what happens when love collides with legacy. At first, it all looked perfect. Brooklyn, the firstborn of David and Victoria Beckham, grew up in a household that practically defined the modern celebrity family. His father was a football legend, a household name across Europe and America, and a brand unto himself. His mother, Victoria, aka Posh Spice, was more than just a pop icon. She was a global fashion mogul who redefined the Beckham name into an empire of elegance, discipline, and quiet power. Together, they built a family image so polished and aspirational that even the British tabloids found little to criticize, which, for them, is saying something. Brooklyn grew up under constant flashbulbs. Every school run, every birthday party, every teenage heartbreak was public knowledge. He was born into a curated spotlight, an heir to a modern dynasty where the currency wasn't just money, it was image, tradition, and perfection. So when Brooklyn fell in love with Nicola Peltz, daughter of American billionaire investor Nelson Peltz and former model Claudia Hefner Peltz, the story practically wrote itself. It was a real-life collision of British celebrity royalty and American industrial power. Two powerful families, two beautiful, photogenic young people, a transatlantic romance that seemed straight out of a streaming series. And for a while, that's exactly how it played out. The couple's engagement was announced in July 2020, just 4 months into the global pandemic. The world may have been locked inside, but the announcement of their love broke through every algorithm. A single Instagram post, Brooklyn holding Nicola's waist with a diamond ring in full view, exploded online. Suddenly, the world wasn't just watching the Beckhams or the Peltzes. They were watching a new dynasty being born. The wedding took place nearly 2 years later, in April 2022, at the Peltz family's $100 million oceanfront estate in Palm Beach, Florida. And calling it a wedding doesn't do it justice. This wasn't a ceremony. It was a coronation, a spectacle. Guests included the biggest names in fashion, business, and entertainment. Anna Wintour reportedly gave her nod of approval. Serena and Venus Williams arrived as quietly powerful royalty of their own. The guest list was meticulously curated to reflect not just celebrity, but generational wealth, influence, and cultural capital. But even before the champagne flutes were clinked, cracks began to show, tiny, silent stress fractures in the porcelain image of perfect union. The first rumors emerged when fans noticed Nicola Peltz didn't wear a gown designed by her future mother-in-law, Victoria Beckham. For most people, it might have been a non-issue. But for the Beckham family, whose identity is so deeply tied to branding, fashion, and legacy, the omission spoke volumes. Nicola wore a Valentino haute couture dress. Beautiful, yes, but not Posh Spice, not family. The tabloids spun it into a saga. Did Nicola snub Victoria? Was there a behind-the-scenes falling out? Was the wedding already becoming a Cold War of couture? Nicola later told Variety that she fully intended to wear one of Victoria's designs, but that the atelier couldn't complete the gown in time. Her explanation was diplomatic, poised, but the internet didn't buy it. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Fans picked sides. And suddenly, what was supposed to be a fairy tale wedding had transformed into the first chapter of a very public family drama. Behind the scenes, according to multiple anonymous sources close to the Beckham family, the relationship between Nicola and Victoria had already grown tense. Victoria reportedly felt excluded from the wedding planning, sidelined by the Peltz's wealth and control over the event. The Beckhams, used to being the nucleus of their family universe, were suddenly the supporting cast in Brooklyn's love story. And it stung. By the time the wedding ended, the family flew home not just jet-lagged, but emotionally disoriented. Something had shifted. Brooklyn, once inseparable from his parents, now seemed firmly planted in Nicola's world. The couple moved to Los Angeles full-time and began carving out a joint identity, not just as a couple, but as a brand. Their social media pages became a curated portfolio of glamour, PDA, and matching tattoos. They cooked together in luxury kitchens. They vacationed in remote villas. They posted anniversary tributes that read like poetry. To fans, they looked deeply in love. But to critics, and perhaps to the Beckhams, they looked disconnected. Victoria and David tried to stay cordial. In interviews, they referred to Brooklyn with love and pride. But keen-eyed observers noticed fewer and fewer family posts featuring Brooklyn. Holiday photos with the rest of the Beckham children, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper, began excluding their eldest son. Victoria posted cryptic captions about letting go of what no longer serves you, while Nicola posted tear-streaked selfies with lines like, "People try to bring you down, but you have to keep going." The feud, once speculation, was now publicly simmering. Brooklyn didn't help matters. In a now famous interview, when asked which family member inspires him the most, he said, "Nicola," adding that she pushes him every day to be a better man. It was a sweet comment, but fans noted that he didn't mention his parents at all. And when David Beckham reportedly reached out to Brooklyn privately about feeling distanced, the conversation didn't go well. According to UK outlets, David expressed disappointment that Brooklyn was abandoning his roots and allowing Nicola's family to dominate their public narrative. Nicola, for her part, has never directly responded to accusations of being controlling or manipulative, but in subtle, calculated ways, she's reshaped the narrative. In interviews, she talks about mental health, about how cruel the press can be to women, about growing up in a mansion but still feeling misunderstood. She paints herself not as a billionaire's daughter, but as a complicated woman navigating love under a microscope. And to her fans, particularly young women, that's resonated. What complicates things even further is Nicola's family history. Nelson Peltz isn't just rich, he's one of the most powerful investors in America, a corporate raider. By trade, he's known for hostile takeovers and cutthroat boardroom moves. He's also politically connected and notoriously controlling. Some say Nicola's sense of privacy and control comes directly from growing up under that kind of shadow. Others whisper that her father played a major role in the wedding decisions, including the guest list, the budget, and the dress. If true, it would explain why the Beckhams felt pushed out and why the rift has only widened since the ceremony. Meanwhile, Brooklyn has continued to search for his own identity. He tried photography, releasing a coffee table book that was widely panned by critics. He attempted a career in fashion, but never quite broke through. Lately, he's rebranded as an aspiring chef, filming TikToks and YouTube videos where he makes everything from truffle pasta to steak sandwiches. But even here, controversy follows. Critics mock his cooking skills, with some chefs accusing him of relying on privilege, not talent. Others say he's just having fun, a young man, with time, money, and love on his side. But the criticism stings, and fans notice how much Nicola praises him, defends him, and promotes his projects like a publicist with a personal stake. Through it all, the couple has maintained a united front. They dress alike at events, they whisper at each other during red carpet moments. They post just because photos at 2 a.m. with captions like "My World." But recently, things escalated beyond the private tension and the Instagram war. Nicola and Brooklyn have now hired the same legal and PR team that once represented Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This is no ordinary move. This is a declaration. A move that says, we are not just celebrities, we are a brand. We are under attack, and we are preparing for battle. Schillings is known for representing clients who want to wrestle back control of their public image, aggressively, legally, and without apology. Meghan and Harry hired them when they left the royal family and began their explosive interviews about the crown. Now Brooklyn and Nicola are reportedly working with the same team, signaling that they believe their relationship, their image, and perhaps their safety are at risk. But from what? The Beckhams, the tabloids, or something deeper? It raises the question, what are they protecting or hiding? As headlines swirl and fan theories multiply, one thing is becoming crystal clear. This isn't just a family feud. It's a battle of dynasties, a clash between old-world legacy and new-age rebellion, between the polished perfection of the Beckham name and the wild-card defiance of Nicola Peltz, the billionaire's daughter who refuses to play by anyone else's script. And at the center of it all is Brooklyn, torn between two families, two identities, and two futures. If you're the type of viewer who lives for the behind-the-scenes chaos, the exclusive tea, and the viral moments they try to hide, you're in the right place. If you live for the tea, the twists, and the truth behind the fame, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment. This is Celeb Scoop 247, where the truth comes dressed in designer.